God bless you, social media. Just for a few seconds, I'd like to talk to you about out of hiding. Out of hiding. It's amazing sometimes. There's a scripture that declares it's the glory of the Lord to conceal a matter. You've been wondering why everybody else is bursting out into accolades, bursting out into fame, bursting out into commonplace acceptance. Even, they got the buzz, they got the crowds, they're the talk. But God reserves the right to hide you away for that moment, for that time, for that season where He can bless you. You're been hiding. You feel like you've been hidden away because everybody else has substantiation, affirmation, validation. But it's the glory of the Lord to conceal a matter. You've been waiting to burst through, and God hid you away for this time, for such a time as this. You're wondering why everybody else is blowing up, but a lot of the people that you saw blow up are about to blow back out, blow back down, and blow out. God hid you away for this time, for this season, for this purpose. So folks, it's time for some of us to come out of hiding. I don't know where the church got over the years to where we get into these ranking systems. He's one of the hottest preachers. He's the top 10 scholars, the top 10 revelators, the top 10 this. He's the top motivational speaker. He's the top businessman. And folks, it is a slap in your self-esteem and your pride when you're not in that ranking. But while you've been crying tears over your name never been called, God had already called your name, and He has you under His private, as part of His private collection, that God's going to bring you out at the pivotal moment. God's going to bring you out at the pivotal time. And many people that you see that are blowing up and blowing and getting all the accolades now, God has you under wraps, waiting to open you to the right season, the right time, the right place. So folks, I'm telling you, for a whole remnant out there, God's going to bring you out of hiding. You've been crying. You've been saying, Lord, I study. Lord, I do this, I do that. And you've been just wailing. But God's going to bring you out of hiding. Your main name may not be on the Word Network. You may have never been invited to TBN. You may never be named among the hot conference speakers. But when all that stuff starts coming down and God chooses a remnant to change the world, you got to look at everybody that God has called throughout the Holy Writ. Elijah came, and we don't know who his spiritual father was. We didn't know whether Elijah had ever had a resume. We didn't know if Elijah had been booked at the top 5 conferences. But Elijah changed the world. Noah made an appeal. He had a powerful altar call, and he said, "Is there one? Is there one?" And then but instead there were two. There were 2 fish, 2 frogs, 2 rhinoceroses, two vultures. Because you look at all the people that God has done great works with. And not most of them didn't have the pub. They didn't have the dab. God bless you, Bishop. You got to think of this. Jesus actually came to His own, and His own received Him not. Folks, so I'm telling you that God's going to bring you out of hiding. All of the things that we see right now, a lot of those kingdoms are going to come down. The charge of repairing the waste places will go to many of us that have been under hiding, that have been under wraps, that don't have any proof, that don't have any dap, that your name is not on everybody's tongue, but it's on God's mind. Child of God, God's about to bring you out of hiding. I know no one wants to. We're literally seeing our paradigm shifting right in front of our face. We've seen that which was so great of yesterday. It's all starting to come down. I've shed a tear recently because I saw an organization that I esteem greatly but it's going through one of the most trying seasons that I've seen. But if we keep using that we see, we keep up this crazy ranking system, the top 5 hoopers, the top 5 squallers, the top 5 mentors, the top 5 folks. And look, you can get caught up with that, and then you can start feeling really down. They never named me in those top 5. I've never been in anyone's top 6. I've never been in anyone's top 7. Folks, God kept you away from all of that. They don't know about you because God's about to prepare a table before you. Preach, Steve, in the presence of all of your enemies. That God's about to pull the curtain back and take you live. And God had you in hiding so he could work off the rough edges. God had you in hiding so he can get some things inside of you, some of the enemy that was enemy. God has you behind, working on you behind the scenes, mending and patching what the enemy had established for your express evil, and he's turning that thing for good. Child of God, my brother and my sister, God's about to bring you out of hiding. Yes, you've been crying because everybody else has the limelight. Everybody else has the camera. They got the big fan pages. They're the buzz. They're the talk. But that ain't who God's going to use to change the world. God had you set aside in the middle of nowhere with a curtain pulled on you, but God is starting to pull that thing up. And those of you who have been in hiding and even heard that childhood phrase, last night before, 24 robbers at my door. Whether you got hit with a rolling pin or whatever, God's about to bring you out of hiding in the days to come. You've been called to the kingdom for such a time as this. Child of God, God's about to bring you out of hiding. Be blessed. Have an awesome day. God bless you.